Can you believe a licensed realtor would lie and misrepresent their representation and illegally broker without a listing agreement? Well, you don't have to imagine anymore. You're going to get to hear it live.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
This is the Virtual Real Estate Investor Podcast with Vincent Polisi. Buckle your seatbelt and prepare to learn how to legally make six figures investing in real estate with no money, no credit check, and nothing but a computer and internet connection. Learn how you too can begin generating buyers and sellers for free today, and why you're only 2 calls away from making a $10,000 or more payday while never leaving the comfort of your home. And now, your host, the virtual real estate investor, Vincent Polisi.
All right, guys, here we go. As I've stated time again, you've got to vet everything, no matter who it is that tells it to you, whether it's me, whether it's an attorney, whether it's a mortgage broker, whether it's a seller, a buyer, a realtor. I don't care who it is. A course shiller, you must vet everything. You must do your own due diligence, and you must validate all of the information. In this next call, you're going to get to hear a realtor commit fraud and admit to committing fraud on the call. You're going to get to hear him discuss illegally brokering without a listing agreement, with no representation agreement, negotiating with banks, negotiating with buyers. It's unbelievable what these people do. Don't fall for it. They will give you the stupid test repeatedly. Do not fall for it. Vet everything.
Hey, what's up, investors? John Lee Dumas here, founder and host of Entrepreneur on Fire, awarded Best of iTunes 2013, and you're listening to the Virtual Real Estate Investor Podcast with my man, Vincent Polisi. Prepare to ignite.
And now, without further delay, it's unquestionably everyone's favorite segment of the Virtual Real Estate Investor Podcast with Vincent Polisi. It's time for an extra large dose of total transparency. As you listen to Vincent live and in the trenches dodging bullets and grenades, while he's closing real buyers and sellers over the phone.
Pete, 24 East 7th place?
Yeah.
Okay. You're calling from where?
I don't know what you mean.
What company are you calling from?
I'm not a realtor.
Oh, okay. You're interested in purchasing the property?
Yeah.
Okay. Where'd you hear about the property?
From the current tenants.
Oh, okay. From I forget the gentleman's name. Okay. No problem. We're trying to set up a short sale for that property.
Okay.
And I think the owner is sending me over some documents. And hopefully we will get that set up, and the listing should be back up, or we should have the listing ready to go. Are you looking to buy this as a cash purchase, or are you getting finance?
Nope.
How are you approaching this?
Cash.
Okay. Are you looking to as an investment property?
Yeah, I'm certainly not going to live there.
Okay. Tell you what, Vince. Give me what's your last name, Vince?
Yeah, it's P-O.
Hello?
Yeah, P-O.
P-O.
L-I-S-I.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's it.
And this is a good number to get back at you.
You got it.
2-488-4704.
You got it.
Okay. Do you have a price in mind? Because I'll be talking to the bank. We're trying to get all the our ducks in a row. If they know we have an interested buyer, then we can kind of.
Yeah, Pete. Let me ask you a few questions here, real quick, if I can, please.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your last name, so forgive me.
Pete. My name's Pete Farrell.
Pete Farrell. Okay. All right. So, and I'm just going to machine gun fire these at you real quick, just because I'm coming into this thing sort of sideways, and I have some information, but I don't know if it's accurate. So I want to try to get
clarification. So at present, do you or do you not have a listing contract on this house?
No, the Bank of America won't let me list it until we have to get the owner's documentation ready first.
Okay, stop right there.
So,
Stop right there. What does Bank of America have to do with the listing?
the owner is going to be short selling the property.
Right.
So we have to work with Bank of America to make sure that they're on board with that.
Okay.
So we've been working with them for the last about month and a half to get all our stuff straightened out. So we're almost ready to list it, but not quite.
Okay, back up for a second here. Your listing agreement has nothing to do with Bank of America. What has to do with Bank of America is whether or not it's sold as a short sale.
Well, through their short sale program, we have to approach it kind of so they don't foreclose on my client who owns the property.
Yeah, I understand that, but that doesn't have anything to do with the listing agreement. And this is where I'm trying to figure out where this thing is in the process. So it sounds as if
right now we're negotiating with Bank of America to short sell it. We haven't got a buyer. We haven't listed it officially. So officially, it's not on the market. So you're basically kind of in front of everybody right now.
Well, I'm not really in front of anybody if you don't have a listing because there's nothing legally you can do at this point. That's where I'm trying to figure out where we're at with this thing. So hold on for a second. Let me see if I can get some clarification here. So you don't have a listing as of yet. If you've been doing something with Bank of America, what specifically would that have been at this point? Because they won't talk to you because of the Privacy Act unless you have a borrower's authorization or a listing agreement with the seller.
I am working with the seller and working with Bank of America to get short sell. We're getting the listing agreement ready so that we can market the property correctly. So right now, technically I'm trying to help my client to either sell the house or to short sell it. She wants to try to short sell it, and this is the process that we're in right now.
Okay. So, hold on. Just hang tight here for me, Haas. Let me see if I can get through some additional stuff here so we can see how to get this thing done. So, at this point, there's no listing agreement in place. What is it that you would be having any conversations with Bank of America about or negotiating at this point if you don't have a listing agreement, you don't have a contract, you don't have a buyer, and she hasn't provided them with a hardship package, or maybe she has, I don't know, it doesn't sound like it.
That's information that's privy to me, my clients, and Bank of America. So.
Okay. How far down on the mortgage is she at this point?
That's not information I'm at liberty to discuss with anybody, to be honest with you. It's financial information my client, so I can't divulge that. If you're interested in purchasing the property, I can definitely put you, I'll let you know when we're ready to sell.
But you're not ready to sell now?
The way she wants to approach it, which is basically she wants to try to short sell it, she's not ready to sell it right now.
Because why?
Because we're in the process of negotiating with Bank of America. We're talking to Bank of America about short selling the property.
Okay. What is it that you would be negotiating with them now if you don't have a buyer? Because they won't even talk to you about anything unless you have a buyer lined up in a contract.
Well,
she'd have to be 90 days down on the mortgage at least before they're even going to entertain that, because they don't entertain short sales on properties that are not close to default.
What I do for a living, Vincent, is I manage REO properties for various banks. I take properties in receivership for various banks. So this is kind of what I do. I talk to banks, so I have their ear.
And that's your claim to fame, is that you supposedly have their ear, but you don't have a listing agreement, and you don't have a buyer, and you don't have a contract. And I don't understand what it is that you're saying. You don't have anybody's ear. You're talking about a loss mitigation department at a bank. What does that have to do with this conversation at this point, though? There's nothing to negotiate right now.
Okay, so Vincent, what would you like to know about the property?
I don't think you can legally tell me anything because you don't have a listing agreement, do you?
I have an agreement with my client who owns the property.
Okay, to do what?
I represent my client.
That's okay, and you have that, you have that agreement from her in writing.
Vincent, how can I help you today?
Do you have the agreement with the seller of that property in writing? Sure it is, because if you don't have it in writing, you don't have an agreement, and you have no legal ability to represent the seller of that property in any transaction. So it's a simple yes or no. You have an agreement in writing with the seller. You do, and it's in writing. Is the agreement with the seller in writing? Yes or no?
Because I am a busy man.
No. I'm trying to put a deal together and purchase this property, and I just need to understand if I'm talking.
All right. Well, let's talk about the deal and talk about what my agreements are. What do you want to know? You want to offer a price property? Give me a number.
Could you legally do anything with it if I did?
I guess not. We're going in freaking circles here. So if you ain't got any other questions for me, I got other business.
Let me ask you this. Who is it that's telling this woman that she needs to commit bank fraud and switch the utilities over into her name? Is that you?
I am not telling her to do anything.
You're not the one that she's getting the advice from, huh? Because that's not what she says.
Who is she? Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about, Vincent? What are you talking about?
Okay, the person that you don't have a listing agreement with.
Who is that person, Vincent?
Who do you think it is?
Are you representing her?
I'm not a realtor. I'm not representing anybody.
Are you an attorney? Are you some kind of what is your position here? What do you want, Vincent?
I'm an interested buyer.
You want it? Okay, if you're an interested buyer, I represent the seller.
Through what agreement? Through what agreement?
Hey, Vincent.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
You've been listening to the Virtual Real Estate Investor Podcast with Vincent Polisi. If you've enjoyed this podcast, be sure to connect with Vincent at virtualrealestateinvestor.org, Facebook at facebook.com/virtual real estate investor, or at Vincent's private Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/virtual real estate investor.